Going on a trip with next generation English. We're gonna learn and dive into this magic land. We're gonna find some friends and learn some words. I want to see what you like. Your favorite food, your favorite team. Come in this journey with me. Next generation. Next generation. Next generation. English for you and me. Don't be scared of what you heard. English is not what you think. If you pay attention, you might just dream. Next generation, I wanna learn with you. You wanna learn with me? Hey, come on, let's work together in this. This project is for all of us who want to win. Next generation. Next generation. Next generation. English for you and me.
For those who don't know me, my name is Heather, and I'm here with my best friend Natalia. Keep in mind that together we are going to travel and learn more about our culture and region. We love learning about our Caribbean region. Hello, Natalia. Let the audience know who you are and what else we're gonna do in this program.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalia. I am 16 years old and I live in Puerto Colombia, Atlántico. I am really happy to start this English program with you. In this radio program, we're going to learn about different places and people, and we're going to do it in English. Do you like English, Heather? How about you guys? Do you like English?
Of course, I love English and I'm sure that our listeners love it too. I practice English with my friends and my family every single day. In this program, we are going to have different sections. Atlantic News, Sports, Get to Know Me, Let's Play, Listen Up, Get Ready with Me, Reading Nook, and Backpack. Natalia, please let us know what we are going to talk about in each section.
Well, Heather, first of all, we have Atlantic News, where we will talk about current events in our department. For example, information about the quarantine and important things happening in Atlántico. Then we have Sports, a section dedicated to our most important athletes and the sports we like a lot. We will also have a section for interviews called Get to Know Me. We will talk to some of the most interesting people you can think of.
Wow, we are going to learn a lot about our region, sports, and people with those sections. I can't wait. So far, my favorite section is about sports. Okay, what else do we have for our audience, Natalia?
Next, our most fun section, Let's Play. We will play games together and we will have some challenges for you too. It will be so much fun. Listen up, it's our music section. We will discuss the greatest hits in English of all time. Finally, our beauty section for all you beautiful people. Get ready with me. We will talk about the latest trends in fashion, makeup, hair, and even health.
I'm really excited to listen to those sections. Let me tell you that I love traveling and discovering new things. That's why, in our backpack section, we'll be traveling to different towns from our department. We will take our backpacks and take our imagination to discover more and more about these places. Remember, imagination can take you anywhere.
Yeah, Heather, that sounds cool. I remember that I saw you with many books in your backpack. So let me ask you, do you like reading books and short stories?
You have to be kidding me. Reading is my passion. This is one of my favorite parts of the day.
Well, I think that you're going to love this section, Reading Nook. This is a relaxing section. We will pick a book and we will read it together.
Natalia, that sounds awesome. But I'm sure that our listeners have this question. What is a reading nook?
A reading nook is a place where you can sit and take a breath. It should be a corner, or if you like, it could be an entire room in your home dedicated to your needs and unique personality. Basically, it is your own space to read. Heather, do you have your own reading nook?
Honestly, my favorite spot to read is in my backyard. I have a big tree and I sit under it. It's really fresh. You know, I love nature.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the section Atlantic News. Today, we will be talking about our current situation at school and this new methodology that is called a school at home. We will also be sharing some tips for all those students who are new to virtual learning.
That sounds interesting. I know that many schools across the department and the country are closed. They have closed their doors due to the coronavirus outbreak. This put teachers and students in a new situation. They switched to distance learning. But here in this department, we call it school at home. And in Spanish, they say escuela en casa.
That's what it is, a school at home. For some students, this will be a new experience. It may be the first time learning through video platforms, for example, Zoom, WhatsApp groups, Google Classroom, and Google Meet. Also, there are some schools that have different platforms. This kind of learning has its own set of rules. They are different from the rules we follow in the classroom.
Yeah, that's true, Natalia. I know it's not easy to adjust to a new methodology. That's why our listeners want to know tips or strategies to do better at this new way to learn. Can you help us?
Well, yes, I think I can. I prepared some tips to share them with all of our listeners. Are you ready for the tips?
Yeah, of course. We are more than ready. I'm sure that our listeners are ready to take notes.
Okay, yes, that's a great recommendation. Taking notes helps you remember things easily. Now, I am going to share a few virtual learning tips. They may help students get used to their new situation and this new methodology, a school at home.
Okay, Natalia, I'm ready to take notes.
Okay, the first tip is to find a quiet place to set up.
Find a place to set up? What is that about?
Well, Heather, sometimes students have video conferences and they don't know how to get ready for these kinds of lessons.
Yeah, that's true. How do we get ready for that?
Okay, the first step is finding a quiet place to set up. What I mean is that you choose a spot where you won't be distracted. Try to sit away from the flow of family traffic. If you can, set up your phone or computer at a desk or countertop. This way, your hands are free. You can take notes and look through your books.
Well, Natalia, It's really simple to understand that the first thing that we have to do is to find a good place to study. It has to be quiet and without distractions. Taking notes during your lessons is really important because you can get back to them anytime you need them. Okay, Natalia, what else do we have to do?
Sure, Heather. This may sound simple, but it is important to do. Prepare for class.
Yeah, I know that students at home have to prepare for class, but how do we do that?
In some ways, video classes are just like regular class time. You'll want to have your materials ready for when the lesson begins. Just as always, gather your books, study guides, and notes. Are there printouts you'll want to look at? Grab those too. And of course, have a pen and paper handy. Let your family members know when class is about to start. This way, they will know not to distract you. They can also talk in quieter voices around you. I am sure that your family wants you to learn a lot during this time.
Natalia, what you just said is really essential for this new methodology at school at home. Your family needs to understand that you are still at school. It is a different way, yeah, but it's still school. So they need to be quiet when you are taking lessons. Natalia, some students told me that they are not that motivated to continue taking this virtual lesson. What would you tell them?
This is really common, Heather. Keep yourself motivated by setting a goal for yourself.
Set a goal for yourself? What do you mean? This sounds complicated.
No, Heather, complicated. Setting a goal for yourself is really simple. Pay close attention before a class starts. Set a goal for yourself. A goal gets your mind ready to learn. It gives you an extra purpose in class. It can even help you focus on what your teacher is saying.
Okay, I think I got what you mean, but could you please give us some examples?
Sure, some goals that you can set before a class could be learning one new thing or asking one big question. Another one could be sharing one positive thought with your classmates and your teachers.
Okay, I see. You know what? In my next online lesson, I will set some goals.
I am glad to hear that you will be applying these tips to your life.
You know, Natalia, when I have online session with my teachers, I hate that some classmates don't mute their microphones. What can I do in that case?
Yes, that's really annoying, but we need to understand the diversity of people in a virtual classroom. Sometimes we need to teach others how to do things. For example, muting the microphones. Before the lesson starts, mute yourself. Background noises may not sound loud on your side, but even those tiny, very low sounds, like or chewing, can be louder through speakers. To your teacher, it may sound like you're having a party, so make sure to mute when you are not speaking.
Sometimes it's complicated to find the mute button, and people get confused with that.
Well, most mute buttons look like a little microphone, and if there is a classmate who doesn't know how to do it, teach this person how to do it. They will be really grateful. And don't forget to double check that you are muted. Just make sure.
Thanks for those tips, Natalia. Double checking is important. I think that I'm ready for my online lessons.
Well, let me tell you something else. When you get to those online lessons, it is important to practice active listening.
Hmm, active listening?
Yes, Heather, active listening. Sitting alone can make you distracted. So can sitting in front of a device, for example, your phone or your computer. There are ways to prevent feeling this way, and active listening can help.
Okay, that's true. How do we do that?
To practice active listening, you should keep your eyes on the screen instead of looking around the room. Nod, smile, and react to what you're hearing. Even though you're alone, you can react just the way you would in the classroom. This way, your teacher will know you're paying attention. You should use a pen and paper to take notes. This will push you to listen closely. Finally, don't let yourself browse the web. Make your video window full size. Don't open other apps during class time. Remember that this is your class time.
Wow, I really need to start practicing active listening for my online lessons.
Yes, Heather, you should start practicing active listening today and don't forget to follow your teacher's instructions. Usually, your teacher can see you raise your hand. Then he or she knows you want to say something. That's not so easy in a video classroom, so be sure to follow instructions. Your teacher will let you know how to show that you want to ask or answer a question. You may get to use a virtual hand raising tool on the platform, or you may have to type into a chat box. Be patient during the question and answer parts of lessons. You know, there may be a bit of a pause between the person speaking and those listening. Wait for a moment before you answer. If you are speaking out loud, make sure to unmute your microphone first. Then mute it again, please.
Well, that tip is for our listeners because I always follow my teacher's instructions.
Yeah, sure, Heather. If I recall correctly, you told me that you don't like using the chat in your online lesson. Am I right?
Well, that's true.
Oh, come on. I suggest that you stay engaged through chat as well. You can chat to ask a question or share a thought. You could even use it to agree with what your classmates share.
Okay, I promise that I will be more engaged through the chat. Natalia, one more question before you go. What do we do when we have problems or technology issues? That's really common. You know, connection problems or the microphone is not working.
Yeah, that's part of this new methodology, school at home. But the first thing that you have to do is to keep calm and troubleshoot.
Did you say troubleshoot? What is that? What does it mean?
Troubleshoot means that you identify the errors or the issues with your device. You know that when something goes wrong on your computer or cell phone, for example, a screen freezes or an app crashes, don't panic. Problems like this are not the end of the world. This might happen to you and everyone else.
So, what should I do in one situation like that?
You should try logging back on. If that doesn't work, check your Wi-Fi connection. Are you still connected to the internet? Restart your computer if you have to. You can also check your email or your WhatsApp messages. You know, maybe your teacher had the same problem and wrote to you about it. If all else fails, keep calm and try logging back on.
Well, that's all for this section, Atlantic News. Thanks, Natalia, for all those tips. I'm sure that our listeners and students who are new to this virtual learning will do better at School at Home. See you next time in another section of Atlantic News. Now it's time to be really attentive because we are going to start our segment Reading Nook. We chose a book that is really easy to read and understand. This book is called Island for Sale by Anne Collins. Natalia, I remember that we have an activity that we need to check. I suppose that our listeners have their answers ready. Let's check them together. Remember, I'm going to say a sentence that is not complete and then you complete it. Here we go. Duncan isn't happy because.
Duncan isn't happy because he doesn't want to sell his island and his castle to Larry.
Great job! Next one. Sleepy Larry is happy because.
Leaping Larry is happy because he can make films on the island.
Very good! Jack is happy because.
Jock is happy because it is swimming with Bobo in the water.
Well, Natalia, you got a perfect score. You know what you are reading. Congratulations. What about our listeners? How was your score? Well, I hope that our listeners get all the answers right. Let's continue with this short story, Natalia. I really want to know what is going to happen with all these people.
Later, Larry, Roxanne, and Bobo get into their helicopter. Goodbye, Duncan says. Larry and Roxanne don't answer. The helicopter goes away. Duncan smiles at Jock. He's very happy. Leaping Larry isn't going to buy our island, he says. That's good. But Duncan has big money problems. Leaping Larry doesn't want to buy the island, but where can Duncan get 5,000 pounds for the electricity company? Later, Duncan telephones Mr. Moneybags in London. Leaping Larry telephoned me, Mr. Moneybags says. He doesn't like your island. He doesn't want to buy it, and I am not going to sell it for you now. It's your problem. Goodbye. Duncan goes for a long walk with Jock. He's very unhappy. They walk to a place across the island, and there Duncan sees a girl. She's at the sea and she's painting a picture. Near her is a small boat. Good afternoon, Duncan says. The girl looks at Duncan. She is beautiful. He likes her. Who are you? She asks. What do you want? I'm Duncan McTavish, Duncan says. I live here. Lana is my island. And this is my dog, Jock. Jock looks at the girl. He likes her too. Lana is your island? The girl says. Oh, I'm Jean Stewart. I'm a teacher. I work in a school across the sea. Today is a holiday and the school is closed. I came here in my boat. I wanted to paint your island. The light is very good and the colors are very beautiful. I can paint good pictures here. Duncan looks at Jean's picture. Yes, he says. Your picture is very good. Thank you, Jean says. Duncan and Jean talk for a long time. Where do you live? Jean asks. I live in a castle, Duncan says. Come and see it. Duncan, Jean, and Jock go to the castle. Your castle is beautiful, Jean says. Yes, Duncan says, but it's very cold and dark. There's no electricity. I have no money. I love my island very much, but I can't make money from it. Jean looks at the castle. Suddenly, she says, Yes, you can. How? Duncan asks. People can come here for the holidays, Jean says. They can paint pictures of your island. I can teach them. And they can stay in your castle. We can make a lot of money. Duncan looks at Jock. Jock looks at Duncan. You're right, Duncan says. Now, McTavish painting holidays are very famous. Every year, many visitors come to the island. They stay in the castle, they go for walks and paint beautiful pictures. They take their pictures back to their homes. The rooms in the castle aren't cold and dark now. Duncan and Jean have a lot of money. There is no problem with the electricity company, and Jean makes very good food. The visitors are very happy. Duncan and Jean are married now. They have 2 children, a boy and a girl. Jock loves playing with the children.
Wow, I can't believe it. This is the end of our first book in this section, Reading Nook. I'm sure that our listeners are really excited to know what is it today's activity. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready. We all want to know what the next activity is. Could you please tell us?
Of course. Our last activity for this book, Island for Sale, is about vocabulary. I'm going to share a list of vocabulary, and we all have to say the right category for that word or those phrases.
Well, what are the categories?
Well, these categories are based on the book Island for Sale that we cover in episode 1, episode 2, and this one that is episode 3. First one is about Lana. About Lana. Second one is about the castle. The third one is about the holidays. Remember that I'm going to say a word or a phrase and you have to say the right category for those ones.
Okay, Heather, this is really simple. You say a word or a phrase, and then I say the right category for it.
Yes, let's practice. The first phrase is famous island. Famous island. Where is the category?
I know the answer. This is about Lana, famous island.
Yeah, Natalia, that's right. Now I'm going to say all the words and remember that we'll check them in our next episode. Listen carefully, pay attention. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Quiet, quiet. No roads or cars. No roads or cars. All and interesting. All and interesting. Very good food. Very good food. Good places for walking. Good places for walking. Very good light for painting. Very good light for painting. Beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. Good places for fishing. Good places for fishing. Friendly. Friendly. Family home. Family home.
Don't forget to say or to put the right category for each word and phrases that Heather just mentioned. Remember, first one is about Lana. Second one is about the castle. Third one is about the holidays.
This is all for today's Reading Nook. Next time we will have a new book. What is it about? Let's discover it in our next Reading Nook session. Bye bye!